You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk about the Washington Redskins, or what should be the return of the Redskins. Of course, you guys know I call them the Redskins regardless. But as we know, Trump threw it out there that, hey, if you want that new stadium, you might ought to go back to the Redskins nickname. Called out the Cleveland Indians as well, which are now the Guardians. Both of these teams sound like some UFL team. I mean, let's just be honest. Some kind of minor league baseball team. The Washington Commanders. Oh. So, anyway, it is now emerging that the Washington Redskins owners are truly considering changing the name back to the Redskins. Like, they are now sitting around having conversations about it. New York Post broke this story yesterday evening. The owners of the Washington Commanders fear that they will have to snub the woke mob and restore the original Redskins name, or risk President Trump throttling the deal for a new stadium. On the Money has learned. That, at least, is a word from insiders close to private equity titans Josh Harris and David Blitzer, who, in addition to the Commanders, owns the NBA's 76ers and the NHL's New Jersey Devils through their holding company, Harris Blitzer Sports and Entertainment. The buyout billionaires are facing heat to bring back the Redskins name and its famed feathered logo. There it is right there on the right. Oh, it's a pretty good picture. It is. It's pretty cool. The buyout, let's see, where am I at? After the commander-in-chief has repeatedly ripped the new nomenclature, recently referring to the franchise as the Washington, quote, whatevers. Yeah, and here's the thing. If they decide to not do this, it's going to get even worse. I mean, they're going to get, if they come out and they're like, yeah, we're not going to do this, blah, 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 the fallout from that is going to be something to behold. Quote, I may put a restriction on them that if they don't change the name back to the original Washington Redskins and get rid of the ridiculous moniker Washington Commanders, I won't make a deal for them to build a stadium in Washington, Trump posted last week. Since then, Harris and Blitzer have been privately warning business associates that the White House does indeed have some leverage over their plans to build the new $3.7 billion stadium for the team, a source said. Quote, they're getting really nervous about Trump's attacks and how that might impact the stadium deal. One source with direct knowledge said. Publicly, Harris and Blitzer have said the Commanders will remain the Commanders. Yeah, but look at all the fire going on right now. You had Dan Quinn that wore the shirt with the feather on it last year. You had Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show call them the Commanders. I think it was yesterday. Yesterday or the day before yesterday, they had Aaron Rodgers on there, and he said, hey, my bad, slip up. Hilarious. A lot of people are calling them the Redskins. I mean, Von Miller just got signed and said he got a call from the Washington Redskins. Nobody calls them the Commanders. Nobody. Much of the stadium deal involves working with a decidedly woke D.C. run by left-wing Mayor Muriel Bowser. Good God, she's awful. The deal has no direct federal funding, with D.C. agreeing to cover about $1 billion of the cost. Behind the scenes, they say they are parsing all the ways Trump could screw things up for them. The stadium is on federal land leased to the D.C. government for the next 99 years. That's a big angle right there. That's a massive angle. That means it will need certain approvals from U.S. agencies like the National Capital Planning Commission and the U.S. Commission of Fine Arts. The boards of both are occupied by some Trump appointees. It also needs a nod or two from the Trump administration's environmental team. He's got them by the short and curlies. The fear is that Trump, as he's done with left-leaning law firms, colleges, and major media outfits, use his control of the administrative state to extract concessions the people at Harris Blitzers concede. Would Trump ever use his sway over entities to meddle with a private business deal? Well, we know the answer to that, since fighting wokeness appeals to the MAGA base and, quite frankly, most Americans. No, Trump is a master troller. He can generate unfavorable news cycles and skewer Harris and Blitzer as all woke Wall Streeters, potentially hurting the team's attendance, since most fans are right of center, people close to them fear. So they know they've got a fan base that is right of center. Oh, hell. Oh, man. Well, and look, somebody commented the other day that um, the getting rid of the name and all that was actually more about ousting Dan Snyder. And Mariel Bowser's already come out and said if they change the name back, she's it's not going to cause her to cause an issue with the stadium deal at all. She's still going to go along with it. She's like, no, I'm not worried about that. And that tells you a lot right there. All right? That tells you a lot. A lot has happened since 2020, including Snyder selling the team to Harris Blitzer in 2023 for $6.05 billion. There's also been public backlash against all things woke. See what happened to Bud Light. They still haven't recovered at all. In fact, they really haven't recovered at all monetarily. It's just as bad as it ever was. One sports executive who asked not to be quoted by name and knows Trump well said the duo will at the very least have to do what other companies are doing when confronted by Donald: bow and kiss the ring. He may ultimately not try to kill the stadium deal if they don't change the name, but Harris Blitzer are going to have to grovel before Trump relents. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, because one thing's clear on social media: the movement is in full swing now to get the name back. And I think from the team side, the videos that they put out, that they were trying to avoid the Redskins there for like 3 years. They put out some promo videos celebrating the past, and it's Redskins logos and all this in full sight. No hiding it, none of that. It's out there. I think that's part of softening it up. And I also believe that they're having, it's either 3 or 4 days where they're going to basically play in those jerseys. Now, as of right now, the plan is to have the Commanders' helmets and logo and name. I got to tell you, I've said this before, I'll say it again. They will sell so much merchandise, even to non-Redskins fans like me. I'm a lifelong Niners fan, 45 something years. I guarantee you, I'm buying a Jaden Daniels Redskins jersey, and probably buy me a Sean Taylor too. But I will get some Redskins merch. I guarantee you. It's a great logo. It's a great name. Immediately restores all the rivalries in the NFC East, because right now, Commanders and Eagles don't have the same ring to it. And I mean, Cowboys and Redskins, shit. That's arguably the best. You know, I'm not even a Cowboys fan. I'm not a Redskins fan, but that's just, you hear that and you're like, oh, I got to find a TV. Now I got to find a TV. Is Joe Theismann coming back miraculously? Are we getting a Doug Williams sighting? Is Joe Gibbs coaching this game for a one time only offset away from racing? They're coming back, I think. I think it's close. Now, I don't know if they could they make the switch prior to the season? I mean, it's really just changing the paint and switching out the merch, you know? Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.